I definitely wanted to be intentional with reaching the youth.
If they see me, hopefully they'll be inspired.
It's a much bigger purpose than what people might think it is.
It provides an extra resource, but it's more real world.
It gives you a reminder for why you're doing this.
If you're wondering what impact you're making, it's big.
The more programs we have doing this, the better Baton Rouge is going to be as a city. My name is Tyler Munson. I'm the Director of College Counseling here at CBR.
I'm Rodriguez Taylor, teacher and department chair for science at McKinley Senior High School.
Ariane St. Julian, principal at the Dufrock School. When you first reached out to me, I was very appreciative of thinking about us and considering us. And then when learning about your mission with your organization to reach the youth, to reach our minority population especially, but you know, when you came, it was all students, just to expose them to first you as LSU students, you as veterinarian students, to be able to see that example is priceless.
Yeah, kids were really excited. It was super cool. Like, it's always really neat to come out of a session and have kids like, I want to go to school for 7 more years and stuff. So that was really, really cool. And I think in general, like, they were excited about like veterinarians and also like the different paths they could take. I think it really opened up like options for them. And beyond that, I think they were just really excited to have like, you know, younger people from, you know, backgrounds similar to them talking about like really cool stuff, because you know, there's only so much you can hear from a teacher before it gets a little redundant.
You know, the letters can come from a prominent figure in your community, a pastor, somebody that employed you before, and then your just general knowledge of the profession. So this goes back to the veterinary experience. It's a lot of time and a lot of money that goes into this, so you don't want to get into vet school and then say, oh, I don't think I like this anymore, or oh, I don't think I can tolerate seeing blood. You want to know these things beforehand, so that's why. So, as a leader, I definitely wanted to be intentional with reaching the youth. I know that them having representation and seeing someone that looked like them, who had come from the same background as them, that made it to a point like this, where you don't see many places like this, makes a difference. I know how big of a difference that would have made for me as a child, so that was my #1 goal coming into this. Like, if we standing up here, y'all can do the same thing when y'all finish. Like, we didn't see, I didn't see a black veterinarian until I got to LSU. I've never seen, because the people that we showed y'all that's on TV, they weren't on TV back when we were y'all age or even younger than that. So we literally had to get it from the ground up. We had to make our own path. And I think a lot of well, me personally, why I did get in my first time, because I was going into it blind. I didn't have a mentor to show me, like, this is how you need to do your application. This is how you write your essays. I just had to do the best I could, and when I didn't get in, I learned my mistakes, I corrected it, and I got it the second time. So we definitely just want y'all to see, like, we trying to be the representation for y'all. If y'all never see it, again, at least y'all can say y'all saw it once. And these people come from the same places, the same areas, the same background as you. We know the struggle. Like, we might be doing this now and it look cute and fancy, but we weren't always like this.
The feedback was very positive, and actually they're anxious to meet up with you all again. I said that we're going to be having an open house at the School of Veterinary Medicine, and that information is forthcoming. So the feedback was very positive and engaging, and they appreciated what you all did.
I have a question.
Yes.
But you have veterinary experience. How would you possibly get there?
So you can shadow, which means you just go up to a vet clinic and say, hey, can I look around? Can I watch you do procedures? Can I do, without being on their payroll? That's what shadowing is. So it's literally like you're in that doctor's shadow, you follow them around, you see what he or she does, you just kind of get a general feel of what's going on. So that would count as...
One thing that sticks with me is, in passing, one of the students was coming back to their class with their line, and he got out of line, something they know not to do, but I said, okay, you're excited, it's fine. He said, Miss St. Julian, I'm gonna be a veterinarian when I grow up. And I'm not going to give his name away, but this is a student with some behavior challenges. One that we have trouble just reaching, motivating him. But that day, that very moment, I saw a different child. Just a different light bulb moment for him, I guess. Yeah, so that was priceless.
Good job.
Hold right here. There you go. Good job. It's not sticky. Real tight. Push it down. Push it down.
I did it. Let's see.
Great job. There you
Nice.
go. You did a great job. He is. He's already feeling better, huh? Oh, that's okay. So maybe try the bottom leg, because sometimes.
When we get feedback and the testimonies from the teachers in school saying that, you know, there's students that they usually had a hard time reaching out to, you know, the students that you don't necessarily expect to be interested or be excited about things that we're talking about, to know that we're able to break through to them and have them excited about their future, saying they want to be a vet or chase their dreams and stuff like that. That makes it worthwhile, especially for me, because I was that student growing up. I had certain instances where I was acting out, but it wasn't because, you know, I just didn't care. I didn't know how to dream, and I had personal stuff going on at home that, of course, nobody else knew about, and I wasn't verbalizing or sharing it with nobody. But it took an external force for me to come out of my own way. It took my mentor to shake me up and say, hey man, I see a light for you, and you might not see it, but you know, I got this vision of, you know, how your life is going to turn out. I don't know how or what it is, but I just see something bigger for you and stuff like that. So that changed my direction, and that changed my whole outlook on life. And that made me, you know, think like maybe, you know, there's something else that I'm missing here, and maybe I do need to recenter and redirect my life. Knowing that everything we're doing is creating that same trial for other students as it did for me, that made it all worthwhile.
Like for me, I wish I could go back in time and tell young Derek that you'll probably end up being a doctor one day if you don't hang around these people, you don't do these certain things. And I get mad at myself sometimes. I'm like, man, why didn't I understand these concepts when I was child's age? Why didn't I get it when I was sitting in the seats? Why didn't I listen to my professors and teachers when they were really just trying to help me? I thought they were just trying to come at me. And I just little things I thought that were like, you know, should be understood already, I didn't. And now I'm here talking to y'all because I want to talk to myself through y'all and tell you, like, just trust yourself. Trust yourself to know that every decision you make is going to be for something bigger, that every goal you go for, you're going to achieve. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Don't think that just because you haven't seen it before you or your past trauma and everything that you've been through in your family and a lifetime is going to make you, you know, deter from your goals. Like, that makes your story. Like, I tell my story all the time, and it makes me the person I am today, the person we are today, the people we are today. But that's why we're here telling y'all that now. Like, you have a lot of stuff out there for y'all. No matter, even if it's not vet medicine, like, we're here to push it. Of course, we want y'all to see with us too. But even if y'all don't do that, we just want y'all to do something that y'all are passionate about. And find y'all's passion. Find out who you are. Go on that journey of discovery and figure out where you belong and thrive, no matter what. Thrive.
When I was a senior, I was doing a lot of application stuff for the Naval Academy, and I was going through a lot with that. And one day after swim team, I told my coach all the stuff I was doing, and he asked me, he said, is that something you want to do, or is that something your mom wants you to do? Because I mentioned to him how my mom was really amped up about it, and I guess he noticed that I wasn't as into it as she was. So he said that, and that really stuck with me. I would think about it whenever I was going through something tough with school or just trying to reach my academic goal or whatever. I would think about him saying that, and I would think to myself, it's like, is this something you want to do? Do you like this? Is someone else influencing you to do this, or something that you don't like about this? And I will run through that in my head, and I usually come to the conclusion like, yeah, I like this, I want to do this, I want to be in it, and it just helped me keep pushing forward.
I wouldn't even be in vet school right now, I would be somewhere else if he didn't say that. So just like, whenever you start applying, just really think about what you really want to do, like for you, not for anybody else, not for what your grandparents say, what your mom says, what you feel like your friends want you to do. Just do what you want for you.
I stand by, just as an educator, if you can see it, then you realize you can achieve it, you can be it. So they need to be able to see it, visualize it. The new experiences, you know, we want to go on field trips to give students to give them additional new experiences, but sometimes the field trips have to come to us. And just seeing people and experiencing things that they can relate to and reach them in fun, exciting ways, different from just being stuck in the classroom all the time. So that's what this allowed, and that's why it was so much fun, even for the teachers. Their feedback too. They left away, you know, excited, just saying things like, "Oh, this was really good. We need to do this on a regular basis." So the adults too, knowing more about what's going on right here nearby at LSU and in the community is important.
We'll get at least one arm to put a bandage on, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so we'll put a bandage on if it has a wound that needs to heal that we can't close. Or like you said.
Programs like this are everything, especially for the population we serve here. You know, kids don't really understand all the time the options that they have and the future that they can have if they put in the work. You know, so seeing organizations, younger people that come in and speak to them like really honestly, which I appreciated too, and really like explain a lot, you know, handle the questions really well. It just kind of really motivates them and gives them a lot of hope. And I think like the biggest thing is it just opens more doors for them. You know, a lot of our kids have a really narrow view of like what future options are. So having y'all come in and explain like not just, you know, vet that you think of every day, but all the different options within veterinary medicine on top of that was really, really important.
The most rewarding part about outreach is just seeing the joy and excitement that comes across these kids' faces when they get these first-time experiences to have hands-on veterinary-related activities, or even with the older students when we come to talk to them about the profession itself or just sharing our life experiences, just seeing how engaged and interactive and interested they are. You're able to see how much of a positive impact or influence you're having on these students, no matter how big or small it might be.
Please, dog,
What if you have like a weak stomach and you still wanna see it? That would be a thing where you need to go shadow first and see like how we get or something. Because all of us have something about that man that make us like, ooh, but it's still like, it doesn't stop us from doing our job. And if it's to the point where you like falling out, throwing up, and doing all that, then
I will say, like, whenever I like started off watching it on TV and did service, and I was like, I can't handle this. But I went in person, it's really not bad. So you just gotta see. I feel like
and even outside of that, it goes back to the list of different alternatives that you can do outside of handling animals for sure.
So is there like a program at LSU that I can do, like, because I was trying to do like medicine for animals. Is there like, pharmacology?
I feel like this job needs to be done. I know for me personally, I've always ran from leadership positions, but this is something that's really important. Just, you know, it's a much bigger purpose than what you know, what people might think it is. I feel like it is important to show, you know, diversity, show that we're here, and also just being able to go out to the communities like we do for outreach and just, you know, being representation.
I usually don't go for the leadership. I'm a better follower, but being in my class, I'm the only black male in my class, and I feel more of an obligation, and me being in the spot I'm in, I know if like my little cousins or people back home, they see me doing this, or even some of the children here, they see me putting in the extra effort to do this. Hopefully that'll be inspiring to them. And also it's just something I need to work on and improve on.
Like, someone raise their hand and tell me what they think a vet does when they get up in the road.
Right.
I hope to inspire the younger generation and also be representation that you can do this. Even if it's not becoming a veterinarian, I want them to know that it doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter, you know, what people tell you that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. And also, I want to be a bridge for allyship. I want people to realize that it takes more than just us to kind of make change and to diversify this profession. It takes all of us.
GEAUXing. Do they speak English? Right here. They do speak English? Whoa. Hello, good morning. What are GEAUXing? They bark. And something else they do, they howl maybe. They also use their bodies to tell us what they want to say, right? They don't say it with words like we do. They use their bodies. So we're going to play a quick game.
This organization, it reminds me a lot of the Boys and Girls Club back home. They do a lot of outreach and have a lot of programs for the kids. And it's kind of the same to me, except just instead of little kids, we're dealing with like incoming freshmen. It's just a broader field of people we're reaching. So yeah, this club reminds me a lot of that program.
You know, there's almost a therapeutic factor to what we do. A lot of times we do find ourselves caught up with the daily grind and the fast pace of our lives. From a student perspective, you know, we are always studying, we're staying up late, we're stressed about exams, deadlines, and graduation, and not to mention, you know, everything outside of school. Then we get to a point where we lose that excitement that we have for the profession, and we don't recognize the bigger picture behind all of it. But the main thing I appreciate with outreach is that it makes everything come full circle. It gives you a reminder for why you're doing this, and it gives you new purpose outside of school. You know, it's bigger than just studying for exams. It's bigger than just, you know, getting by. It reaffirms the reason why we're here.
It provides an extra resource on top of what the children are getting, but it's more real world. With y'all's presentation, you all were able to relate real life stuff that they can parallel themselves to, so on and so forth. So it provides an excellent resource for students to engage with peers that are around their age. Also, it allows them to see people of different ethnicities doing positive things. So it also showed that we can go anywhere, compete, and excel.
Told you what most African Americans go into, the sky's the limit. Branch out, do other things. Don't limit yourself. Don't let other people tell you, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this based off of your color, your sex, whatever the case may be. They're telling you that you can do anything you want to do. You get it? You got it? Good.
For anybody, whatever you do in life, do it well and do it to the best of your ability. And whatever resources that are provided for you, take advantage of those resources because they can help you achieve your dream much faster than you think.
If you're wondering what impact you're making, it's immediate and it's big. Just seeing how they came back and observing them while they were with you all, it was just something different about the day. Just to allow that experience, so keep it up. You know, the community partnership, schools should be seen as part of the community, and working hand in hand together to bring experiences for children in different ways, and that's what it's all about. So just keep it up.
This is exactly why I got into this work, was to help these kids see they have more opportunities, more options. And like, I'm so grateful that y'all reached out and came and did this because, I mean, you did it for me, right? Like, you really opened a lot of doors for the kids, really motivated them and like pushed them. You know, a lot of those kids walked away, you know, wanting to go get a doctorate, which is super cool. And, you know, just like the legwork y'all are putting in at all the schools in Baton Rouge, I think that the more programs we have doing this, you know, the better Baton Rouge is going to be as a city, and it's really great to see.
I really just want to be a reflection for my community, and especially young Black men, to show them that, you know, you can exist in these spaces and you can still be yourself, and it's okay to strive for a bigger and brighter future. You don't have to just submit to your surroundings just because that's what's normal and that's what's comfortable. Sometimes we need to get uncomfortable to achieve what we want to achieve. Even if we haven't necessarily had the support, even if we haven't seen it done before us, we're probably the first ones in the families to pursue certain things. Even if you've had certain traumas or certain life experiences, you know, that doesn't disqualify you. That doesn't mean that you're less qualified or don't deserve to be in certain positions. If anything, that builds your character and it adds more value to your story to help you along your journey. It gives you more tools than you would even think. You just have to believe in yourself and just go for everything that you want.
This organization is important to me because Black Americans only make up about 1% of this profession. And at a time of civil unrest in 2020 and the presidential election and the country being so divided, I felt like this club was needed and still is needed. It brought unity during a time of division in this country, and I love that.
It's important to me because I think having a safe space within this profession, being that it lacks diversity, is important. I like the fact that I can come together with people who look like me and share similar experiences as me, and just being able to just relate to them.
At the very least, I hope to keep it going, and hopefully just build more connections with some of the schools around here, and not just the schools, some of the after-school programs, maybe like Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA around here, maybe some churches. But yeah, that's at least I want to keep it going.
In the future, I want to see SABV doing the same things that we're doing now. I want to see them sticking to the mission and the long-term goals, the bigger goals, but I want to see it on a bigger scale. So I want to see double the outreach. I want to see double the education for our allies and our peers. I want to see double the work and the output that they're doing. Other than that, I think SABV is on a good route to have longevity.
I definitely want it to grow. I know a lot of that's dependent on us, you know, recruiting and getting people to join and step up, like I did. But I definitely want it to expand and continue. I don't want it to die.
I would love to see the outreach continue and expand to more schools besides the ones that we go to. Also, I want to see, you know, more leadership come in and more people take roles and, you know, keep it going. I want to say thank you to the former exec for the work that they put in and the foundation that they laid, and I hope that we can continue to build upon that and carry the torch more. I'm excited about, you know, becoming the president and also just working with the new exec board, and I'm really excited to see what spring has in store for us.
I want to encourage the executive leaders coming behind us to, you know, keep the ball rolling. I trust y'all. I know y'all are going to do great. I want to inspire the youth as well and tell them, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. I'm living out every dream that everybody told me that I couldn't do. So don't let anything stop you, and always keep your head on straight. Go forward, don't look back, and the sky's the limit.
One last message to not only just my organization, but to the other chapters out there and even other affinity groups. Just keep going. You know, sometimes we get to a point where we look at the optics and see like the low participation and seeing how, you know, just everything just seems like stagnant or not moving at a pace that we think it's supposed to be moving, that sometimes we feel like we're failing. But you got to realize that, and I had to realize as well from my mentors and from my advisors, that there's been plenty of individuals before us that even gave us a basis to stand on with these organizations and stuff. So, you know, we're really just watering the roots that were planted before us, and there's going to come even more people after us that's going to keep feeding into the stuff that we've added on to. It's a process, and we have to trust that everything we're doing now is going to create something bigger and brighter. It's all going to be worth it in the end. I know that, you know, if we keep pushing the envelope in our own respective, you know, communities and stuff, that we're going to make a big difference in the future, and it's going to be something big and bright. And I'm really excited to see how everything unfolds.
If you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. Not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in a Bible verse. You are the living word. You're part of something way bigger. Bigger than you, bigger than we, bigger than the picture they framed us to see. But now we see it, and it ain't no secret, no. Understand the truth about that question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, then watch the answers unfold. Life is your birthright, they hit that in the fine print. Take the pen and rewrite it. Step out your estimate, step in your essence, and know that you're excellent. Rise. Spirit is teaching, no, I'm not just preaching, I'm taking my own advice. Let mama let you know, mama's still trying, I can't get no days off. I don't get no days off, truly I'm feeling it. I had to say that thing twice. Trying to be a good wife, still really hard, I can't lie. But I promised you I would fight, so I fight. Let love be the water I pour into you and you pour into me. There ain't no drought here, bloom into our actual powers. I'll be a sanctuary, you just don't know it yet. You just don't know it yet. No matter how hard it gets, you got my blood in you, and you're gonna rise. You're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. Understand that truth about that question in your soul. Look up, don't look down, and watch the answers unfold. Life is your birthright, they hit that in the fine print. Take the pen and rewrite it. Step out your estimate, step in your essence, and know that you're excellent. Rise. The spirit is teaching, no, I'm not just preaching, I'm taking my own. If you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger. I'll be the roots, you'll be the tree. Pass on the fruit that was given to me. Legacy. We're part of something way bigger.
Veterinarian, there we go.
How much do we make?
Yeah, we don't make nothing right now. We still
It's taking that long.
right, it is all long. is taken out so that the dog can't reproduce and keep having puppies. It's a form of population control.
That should be illegal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That should be illegal.
And neutering is the same thing, but it's for a boy. So you, with the boy, you take the testicles out so that he can't.
That's wrong. That is wrong.